The next thing you're going to need to know about Multisim is how to work with the components you've selected once they're in the main screen. This involves wiring the components together, rotating the components, moving them around, and reconfiguring them in a certain pattern. So for example here, I'm just going to wire up a simple LED circuit and show you how it lights up once you have it wired. So to run wires, you basically just want to get your components in place first. I'll just place them here in a rectangular pattern. And for example here, I'll show you how you can rotate components. So you can click Control R, which will rotate the component 90 degrees each time, or you can right click on the component, which will bring up the menu, and just click on the rotate 90 degree clockwise or counterclockwise, whichever way you need to. And then you can also flip components. So if I wanted to flip this one vertically, it'll just flip it upside down for me. So now to actually wire the components, you can just click on one of the nodes on the components and drag it up to the node on the other component. And just repeat that, and you can just run the wires. And now Multisim has a feature that you have to ground everything. If you don't ground something, you'll get all sorts of error messages. So every circuit you have has to have a ground somewhere in it. So now that I've got my circuit all wired up, you can move things around while they're wired. It'll just move the wires with it. So if I want to bring things closer together, I can just click and drag them closer, and so on and so forth. Now, to actually start your simulation, there's a switch on the top of the screen. You can see it right up here, and that turns it on and off. Or you can click the green arrow, which does the same thing. So you click that, and as you can see, I have my 12-volt source with a 220 ohm resistor, and my LED lights up, same as it would in the real world. So that's how that works. And if I shut it off, it's going to stay lit up until I start another simulation. So if I disconnect one of the wires here, turn it on again, it's going to turn off. Now, if you want to wire things in parallel, there's a few tricks. If you click Control J, you can place a node anywhere you want on the screen. So if I want to place a node somewhere like right here on the wire, and I wanted to take this second resistor here and run it in parallel with the other resistor, I could just place my node there, run a wire off that node up to the resistor, off the other end, and back down to the wire. And that's how you place nodes. There's also another trick. If you double click anywhere, it'll place a node for you, and if you double click, you can end the wire anywhere. So that's a good trick to know if you're doing a lot of complicated wiring and you want to keep things looking neat.